this session. Okay, thank you so much. I want this session to be recorded, and I think that I don't know if the director of Trisakti Voices is here or not, but the reason as to why I asked this session specifically to be recorded, because I want you guys to have the introduction of British parliamentary, okay? Especially this is a selection, so I want everyone to have the exact same page about how BP debating is. I want you guys to have an understanding of how do we conduct BP debating at the end of the day, right? So yeah, before that, the reason why I want this session to be simply because so that in future later on, I don't want to take any more sessions to introduce you about BP debating, because the organizing committee will just send this video and then ask you to watch it. Okay, so we don't waste, quote unquote, one session for the introduction of BP debating, basically, because Trisakti will have this recorded session in their database, and every new members will be required to watch this video so that they have the understanding of how do we conduct BP debating, right? So I see one person, Faza Aulia. Are you participant or not?
Yes, Kak.
Okay, don't forget to rename yourself, yeah, so that I know that you are one of the participants.
All right, Kak.
What of your devices should be renamed? Ahmad Buchori, are you participant or not?
No, I'm not.
Okay. All right, cool. So I assume those who don't rename themselves is not the participant, yeah? So yeah, before that, I want you guys to open your cam as per usual. Every time I coach, every time I give seminar about the debate, please do open your cam. Every time you join the session and also the selection process, we want you to open your cam so we can make sure that you are right there listening and you are right there paying attention to the to the presentation, basically. Okay. Okay. With that being said, I'm just gonna, first of all, I want to ask Faza Aulia, Faza Aulia, have you debated before?
No, I haven't. This is my
Okay.
first time, actually.
Okay. For anyone here, siapa yang udah pernah debate? The one who have ever debate. Okay, Natasha Kirana. Okay, yeah. Oh, that's Kirana. Okay. Putu Kaila. Putu Kaila, would you share your, like, I don't know, experience about debating previously?
Okay. Good evening, everyone. My name is Kyla from FKG. I debated in high school. It was really fun, but I haven't debated again since high school, and I haven't tried BP debating either. I only did Asian parliamentary in high school.
I see. Okay. Quincy, would you share
Hi.
your experience?
Well, the last time I debate was in uh that Trisakti event. I forgot the name suddenly. Yeah, the last time I debate. Oh yeah, Dias Natalis. The last time I debate was at Dias Natalis, and yeah.
Okay. So you have ever debate BP, yeah, BP format, right? I assume. Okay. Okay, Samuel, do you want to share something?
No, this is my first time to BP mechanism. Before that, I use Asian Parliamentary.
Okay, cool. All right. I'll introduce you about BP, especially most of you guys probably have had your debating experience, but debate in general, they have a lot of types, okay? And also they have the same purpose, which is to debate about same issue, to debate about same topic, but the format, the style is pretty different. Like for example, in Asian parliamentary, the difference with BP, in Asian there are two teams competing, right? Two teams competing, and one team consists of 3 people. While in BP, in one round there will be 4 teams debating, and one team consists of 2 people, for example. So yeah, those are one of the most significant difference. Of course, in terms of strategy, BP and Asian, they are also relatively different. But I think I'm just gonna tell you about the surface about what BP debating actually is. Okay, so the first thing that you need to know is that what is debating. Oh yeah, I just want to remind everyone to use the virtual background in the group description. Okay, so that is also one of the requirement for you to join the session. Okay, so the first thing that you need to know is that what is debating basically. So debating is a battle about finding the most just and also the most effective solution to a problem. Okay, like for example, when the motion sometimes consists of a certain problem that you need to solve. However, in government and in opposition, I think this is something that you should write. They have a different approach in solving those kind of problems, right? So in debate, you will be given a motion, and that motion sometimes reflect a problem or even consist of a problem. The government and opposition needs to battle to, for example, find the most just and also the most effective solution. So that's what debate generally that's what debating generally looks like. However, due to the development of the debate, for example, sometimes debate is no longer about finding the most just or even the most effective solution. Sometimes we also debate about whether certain statement is true or not true. Like for example, things like feminism brings more harm than good. So they give you a statement, right? They give you a statement, and you need to support or not supporting that statement. Like for example, the statement of the motion, feminism brings more harm than good. In government, they need to defend that the motion stands or the motion is true, that feminism brings more harm rather than good. However, in opposition, they can go against the motion. They can actually say that the motion is not true, saying that feminism does bring more good rather than harm. So sometimes in debating, it's not only about finding the most just and effective solution, but it is also about whether proving a certain statement given by the motion. So specifically in BP debating format, there are several things that you need to take note. Okay, take note of. Remember, this is very important for you to really take a note on this, because in every Thursday, we are going to conduct an actual debate where you are going to be evaluated by your performance. Okay, and the most performing individuals will be granted or will be given a chance to be the representative of Trisakti, to be the delegation of Trisakti to go to NUDC or KDMI. So it's very important for you to know the basic understanding about BP. Okay, so the first thing that you need to know is that each side consists of two teams. Like in government side, we have two teams. In opposition side, we have two teams. Okay, and each team consists of two members. If you can see the yellow square, it means it's a team. Okay, so in the opening government, for example, there are two speakers. There is Prime Minister. Prime Minister is the first speaker of opening government. And the second speaker of opening government is called Deputy Prime Minister. Okay, so the first team is opening government. The second team called OO or opening opposition. The first speaker of opening opposition is leader of opposition. And the second speaker of opening opposition is deputy leader of opposition. Okay. After opening opposition has spoken, the debate will be continued by the closing debate. In closing debate, firstly, we have closing government with the first speaker called member of government and the second speaker called government whip. And in closing opposition, we have member of opposition, and also the second speaker will be the opposition whip. Okay, so there will be four teams competing against each other. Okay, the opening and the closing team may be defending the same side. Like for example, under the motion, this house would ban smoking. Okay, this house would ban smoking. Team government defend the same side, defend the same stance, which is they want to ban smoking. Okay, however, opening government and closing government, despite of them defending the same stance, defending the same side, they will be assessed or they will be judged as two different teams. Okay, so what am I trying to say here is that the opening and the closing teams are judged or assessed as two different teams. So just because they defend the same side, which is both of them want to ban smoking, but both of them will be assessed or judged as two different teams. Are there any questions so far? Going once. If you have any questions, just write it on the chat, okay? Like question or whatever that indicates you have question. Okay, seeing no question. I just want to make sure. So sometimes whenever I train people, I ask them to write one or type one if they understand. So yeah, please type one if you understand, yeah, guys. I just want you to confirm that you really understand. Okay. Okay, just once. You don't have to write one like 4 times. All right. Next. What the closing team should do. Okay. What the closing team should do. And we are going to focus on what the closing team should not do. So sometimes you guys might think, right? What should we do as a closing team? Because if, for example, we have the opening team, does that mean all of our ideas will be taken? Or maybe opening government can have a more beneficiary position because they speak first. It means they can find or say whatever they want to without having double burden and so on and so forth. I'm not gonna lie, maybe there are some degree of truth that opening is in beneficiary position, but what you should notice is that every BP motions that are crafted by the core adjudicators, whoever the core adjudicators are, must be their experience, because they cannot be CA without experiences. They will consider about the debatability of a certain motion. So, for example, it's impossible for a BP A core to give you a motion that is too narrow, because if they give you a motion that is too narrow for BP, it means either they are not a good CA, or it means it's just unfair, or they might face certain criticism because of that. Okay, so what am I trying to say here? Every BP motions has been crafted as careful as possible to ensure that the debate is not narrow. Hence, the closing team can also have an opportunity to win the debate, right? That's number one. So if you get closing position, you don't have to worry, because the motion cannot be narrow if they are entertained in BP format. Number two, this is also something that you need to take note and put in your mind. Each speaker is only given 7 minutes. Okay, each speaker is only given 7 minutes. What does that mean? It means no matter how smart you are, no matter how many arguments do you have, you only have 7 minutes to deliver your speech. What does that mean? Every speaker, including the opening speaker, have limitation. They are not allowed to say whatever arguments in their mind. They also have a limited amount of time. It means maybe there are some arguments that they might not bring simply because their time is limited, only 7 minutes. Okay, so guys, if you become the closing team, you don't have to be worried about it, simply because one, the motion has been crafted very well by the core adjudicator, not to be so narrow to the point that the closing team cannot find any extension. Or second, each speaker is only allowed to speak for 7 minutes. It means they also have a limitation of time. It means maybe there are certain ideas that they don't bring, because 7 minutes is just not enough for them to bring everything in their mind, right? So that's it. What the closing team should do then? The first, you should be able to have the defend the same side with your opening, but you can always bring additional mechanism to the solution to perfect the solution. So probably you want to say this house would allow parents to raise children behind the bars or behind the prison, right? For example, maybe in opening government, they directly jump to their reasonings as to, okay, we are going to give permission to parents to raise their children behind the bar or inside of the prison. And this is the only mechanism of team opening government, which is to give permission to the parents to raise children behind the bars. However, as a closing team, you can bring additional mechanism to the solution to perfect the solution that has been brought by the opening government. Okay. Okay, if I want to ask you, what will be your additional mechanism for the motion? Like if the motion said this house would allow parents to raise children behind the bars, what will be your additional mechanism other than just giving permission, giving legal permit to the parents? Kira-kira apa lagi yang bisa menjadi your additional mechanism? How are you going to do that? Anyone wants to answer? Going once, Going twice. Going thrice. Oke, gak ada ya berarti ya. Jadi yang kayak contoh nih, additional mechanism in the closing team. Kalian bisa bilang bahwa, okay, first giving permission. Second, ini kan bicara tentang mekanisme ya. Second, we are not going to, for example, mencampurkan atau enggak yang kayak mix the prison cells between the children and heavy perpetrator, for example, because you also understand that children might need an ideal environment to grow up and so on and so forth, right? This is the reason why, as your added mechanism, is that parents will be allowed to raise their children behind the bars, but there will be special cells for these parents who are criminal to be imprisoned, but at the same time to still raise their children. For example, that can be a mechanism for you, for example, to go, or maybe other mechanism, things like they are still in the regular bar or the regular cells, for example. However, there will be, certain time or certain schedules, for example, where these parents is allowed to, give their children attention and things like that. So what am I trying to say here is that there is no such thing called as wrong mechanism, because every mechanism can is justified to be run by you. However, you need to be able to pick a very strategic mechanism for the judge to be convinced. Okay, so like you need to add certain layer of mechanism if, for example, that is not explained by the opening government, like, I don't know, special cells for these parents who have children, so that their children can still be supported by the ideal environment inside of the prison itself. Okay, things like that. That's what we call as additional mechanism that you can also have as a closing team. But second, you can add new justification or add effectivity to the solution. So this is basically you extending the analysis, right? Because maybe some solutions are good, but might not necessarily mean those solutions are justifiable. Or maybe certain solution might be good in terms of impact, but is it justifiable or not justifiable? Such as United States policy in limiting the immigrants to coming in to the States, for example. Maybe it's good in terms of impact. The team is able to justify that it decreased the criminal rates, for example, and so on and so forth. It stabilizes more the condition of the United States and so on and so forth. However, is this a justifiable solution that we can provide on the table and so on and so forth, right? So some solution might be good and but might not necessarily be justifiable. Or maybe you can also add the effectivity to the solution within and of itself, simply because the opening government does not bring that. Okay. Or thirdly, this is also one thing that I think is very important. Any extension matters in British parliamentary, because even an example can be a form of clear picturization. And this example, this analogy that you can give to the adjudicator, for example, can also be counted or even can be credited by the judge, as one of the tipping point as to why you win the debate, for example. Because what you need to assume, guys, okay, this is something that's very important. Judge is not the smartest person in the room. They are just an average reasonable person, right? It means if you add picturization of the condition or even picturization on how the harm of the or the benefit of team opening manifest, how does it manifest in a very grounded picturization, you can win the debate, right? So this is the reason as to why it's very important. Just don't think, oh, if I only give example, if I only give picturization, I cannot win. Well, you can still win. It's not wrong that you cannot win because of picturization. You can still win. But remember, the degree of the contribution, the amount of the contribution, if you only give example, might not be overpowering what the opening has probably mentioned, right? So giving picturization can be one of the strategy for you as a closing team. However, don't feel satisfied just because you bring new example, just because you bring new picturization. Make sure that you really have a significant contribution, a significant in terms of framing, adding contextualization, and so on and so forth, that is new to the debate, where the opening team, for example, has not brought any of what you're saying. So basically any kind of extension, any kind of forms of extension should be accredited by the educator, i.e. the one I told you before: example, analogy, picturization, contextualization, framing. Maybe you want to bring certain explanation or certain analysis to explain why under your side of the house it sounds more urgent rather than just add urgency to the problem. Basically, more urgency to the problem. It's also it is also fine for you to do. Okay. Fourthly, bring new rebuttals to opponent teams. Okay, do not bring rebuttals. Especially those rebuttals have been brought by the opening. Try to find a different angle, or try to see a different angle on how can you attack your opponent's case. Okay, so probably under the opposition side of the house, they respond or they rebut about the humanitarian impact of certain analysis, but maybe you can, or maybe the practical impact of certain analysis, right? They rebut on that. Maybe you can add the analysis, find the new angle. What you can rebut is the philosophical or even the justification or the principle of certain analysis. Okay, so yeah, I guess that's what the easiest thing closing team should do. Obviously, it is much more complex than what I said right now, because you need to learn about how to have, like, for example, framing as a closing team to portray what is the most important thing in the debate, and so on and so forth. And I think that that is something that you will learn along the way. Okay, so yeah, this is just the 4 basic thing of what you should do as a closing team. Is that understandable? If that's understandable, just press 1 on the chat. Okay. Okay. Are there any questions so far? Okay, seeing no question, kita proceed what the closing team should not do is simple. Which is to bring nothing new to the debate. Jadi, if your analysis is exactly the same like what the opening has brought, your level of analysis, the depth of analysis of you and the opening is exactly the same, like nothing really different about it. You don't even add new example, the bare minimum. You don't even add example. You don't even add picturization that is new. It is a red flag basically for a closing team. So most likely, if that is the case, you don't bring anything new in the debate, most likely you are going to lose the debate, right? So as a closing team, what you should not do is to bring nothing new to the debate. Okay. All right. Okay. So first thing, speaker, right? The Prime Minister. What does who is the Prime Minister? The first speaker or the second speaker, or in which side a Prime Minister is? What team is Prime Minister? Can anyone answer? What team is Prime Minister? Are they first speaker or second speaker? Who are
First
they?
speaker.
Okay, first speaker of what team?
Opening government.
Yep, correct. Not just government team, yeah. It's either opening government or closing government. So the Prime Minister is the first speaker of the opening government. What they do is basically two things, right? That is very important. One, to set a clear debate. Number two, bring arguments. This is just the simple way to put it, right? Set a clear debate and bring arguments. How do you set a clear debate? Is by portraying that three things: problem, stance and mechanism, and also goal. Okay, so you need to be able to identify what is the problem that you want to floor in the debate. What is the problem that you want to floor the debate in the debate? Make sure how to make an effective problem, how to make a good problem. There will be another session for that, but to pick a certain problems, make sure that this is a problem that is very significant to begin with. Okay, do not pick any petty problem. Make sure you need to be able to set a problem that have a big urgency, that is very critical for you to solve. Okay, maybe I don't know, thousands of people died, or maybe minorities have their rights to be have their rights denied by their own government, for example, and so on and so forth, right? So dramatize your problem, make sure your problem is big, make it as extravagant as possible. Yeah, so that's how you pick a very strategic problem. Okay, don't pick a petty problem. Basically, like I don't know, the example of this would be, we want to ban ban smoking because it's unhealthy. If that is the packaging of your problem, it doesn't sound so urgent, right? But maybe you can add things like our budget is low, or people are very too consumerist about cigarettes, which leads to structural poverty, or the research said poor people in Indonesia lebih memilih untuk beli rokok daripada beli telur, for example, things like that, right? So, this is the reason why, as a behavioral control or whatever it is, you want to ban smoking. So make your problem to be as extravagant or as extravagant and as urgent as possible. Do not make your problem to be petty. If, for example, that is other than having a problem and also obviously having a goal on what do you want to achieve as a team, you need to be able to have mechanism on how do you do that. For example, this house would intervene Syria, right? So you need to be able to give mechanism on how do you intervene Syria. What is the way for you to intervene Syria, right? So I think that this is something something that give a clear picturization on how are you gonna do that, on how are you gonna do the proposal, how are you gonna do the proposal, basically, right? Mechanism is very important because whether or not your goal can be achieved, whether or not your argument can be, feasibly achieved by you as a team, it is highly contingent. It is highly contingent on your mechanism, basically, okay? Because you can only achieve your goal if you have a good mechanism on how do you achieve that. That is what mechanism looks like. And goal, goal is easy. What do you want to achieve? And arguments are basically reasons, okay? Arguments are reasons as to why do you support or why do you oppose a certain motion. Like example, death penalty to corruptors. Arguments are reasons as to why do you support giving death penalty to corruptors, or the reasons why you oppose giving death penalty to corruptors. So that's basically what arguments are. These are sets of reasons. Sets of reasons as to whether or not you support or oppose something. Second, leader of opposition. What side is leader of opposition? What speaker? Can anyone tell me? And what team? What team is leader of opposition and what speaker are they? Others other than the audience? Okay, true, yeah. The first speaker of opening opposition. So leader of opposition is the first speaker of opening opposition. So I don't know what does the second speaker overall. No, it's like the first speaker of opening opposition. So leader of opposition, what they should do is that provide a counter stance or provide a counter solution. Like, for example, this house would ban smoking. Maybe there is a problem, and why the government can, why the government want to ban smoking, for example. But I think you can see the problem, but you need to be able to provide a counter solution, right? The counter solution. So actually banning smoking is not the best way. What is the best way is blah, blah, blah. So you provide alternative, okay? You provide a counter solution. to the problem given by the government side. And then second, you need to be able to bring rebuttals. Bring rebuttals is very important because it decreases the quality of your opponent's argument. Remember, who is judge? Judge is an average reasonable person. So the only way for you to show that the quality of argument of your opponent is bad is by showing them it's bad, because they are not going to see it is bad if you don't tell them, because basically they are just an average reasonable person. So what you should do is that you need to tell them that this part sucks. Okay, that's why you give them rebuttals, because rebuttals allow you to decrease the quality of your opponent, saying that, look, their analysis is not perfect because we are able to rebut it, and so on and so forth. So this is just how basically rebuttals looks like looks like in debating. Okay, decreasing the quality of your argument, of your opponent's arguments. Thirdly, to bring arguments. Okay, bring arguments is the same. It's sets of reasons as to why you propose or support or oppose the motion. So as the leader of opposition, you need to keep in mind, right? Number one, does the problem exist? Now, this is the strategy, and I think that it's very important for you to take note of it, okay? The first thing that you should understand is that, does the problem exist or not? Because maybe team government said, we want to propose ABC because the problem is ABC. But as opposition, don't automatically believe what the government said. Okay, I repeat, don't automatically believe of what the government said. You need to analyze first the problem that they say. Does that truly exist or not? Right? So you need to analyze first whether or not the problem exists. Because if you can prove the problem does not exist, it means the importance of their proposal is not important at all. It's nothing, right? Basically, if you can prove that no, the problem does not exist, it's already solved, and so on and so forth. So it means the solution that team government proposed is already not important. Okay, so you need to firstly analyze whether or not the problem exists. That's first. Second, if it does exist, you need to analyze whether the status quo is now working to fix that. And second, can the status quo be improved? Okay, so maybe you can say, okay, the problem exists, but the status quo is fixing itself, and also the status quo is currently progressing. It means because of the status quo is progressing, we don't need to agree with the solution given by the government because status quo is already fixing themselves. The third thing, will the solution offered by the government team effective enough to solve the problem, or actually just worsen the situation? So maybe they want to ban cigarettes, they want to ban smoking, right? Is it effective to solve the problem of people over smoking? You can say, no, it's not effective. Justru, it can worsen the situation. How? There will be black market for cigarettes. Okay, ngerti ya? Jadi yang kayak justru solusi dari tim pemerintah itu hanya memperparah situasi. Pertama, karena hal itu tidak efektif untuk membuat orang berhenti merokok, karena merokok itu sangat adiktif, ya. Merokok itu sangat adiktif. Terus yang kedua, justru ini bisa memperparah situasi atau enggak memperparah keadaan. Karena kalau misalkan mereka memban rokok, memban cigarettes, itu hanya memperparah situasi. Karena apa? Karena bisa aja timbulnya black market yang menjual sigaret ini, gitu loh. Karena demand-nya tetap banyak, tapi lu udah ban the cigarettes, so it's basically worsen the situation because it raises the possibility of black market presence in Indonesia that illegally sell cigarettes gitu. Okay, leader of opposition. Is that understandable? Just type 1 if you understand. Okay. Okay, I want to ask someone there. Edith. FTI Edith. Are you there?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Can you explain poin ini yang bring rebuttals? Kenapa sih penting kita membawa rebuttals? Why is it important for us to bring rebuttals?
So when the first person speak what their opinion, and then we need to bring rebuttals so that we can invalidate their opinions and make the judge think that their opinions is not a good opinions because we give them why is it a bad opinions? Is it right?
Yep. So basically, you decrease the quality of your opponent's argument. Okay, yeah, that's correct. Okay, next, deputy. Deputy ini speaker keberapa, guys? Who is deputy? Ada berapa deputy deh? Dalam suatu perdebatan ada berapa deputy? Ayo, siapa yang bisa jawab? Ada berapa deputi? Dalam suatu perdebatan. Yap, Cecilia, ada 2 deputi. Kalau deputi pemerintah, deputi pemerintah disebut apa? Deputi pemerintah. Oke. Oke, terus Cecil. Kalau opposition, opening opposition disebut deputi apa? Ayo. Siapa yang bisa, siapa yang cepat dapat. Oke. Afifa, berarti Afifa mendapatkan iPhone. Deputy leader of opposition ya. Oke. Nah, tugas deputy deputy, either itu deputy prime minister or deputy leader of opposition, deputy pemerintah atau enggak deputy oposisi, itu tuh pertama kalian harus jadi gini. Tadi kan kalian teman kalian atau enggak teammate kalian itu tuh sudah diribat oleh lawan. Nah, kalian ribat kembali lawan tersebut. That's what you should do. Jadi first answer the rebuttal from your opponent. Jadi teammate kalian membawakan sesuatu, terus yang kayak dibantah atau enggak diribat oleh orang lain, kalian ribat balik. Yang kedua, rebuild your team case that has been attacked by your opponent. Jadi contoh, kalau misalkan ini ingat ya strategi-strateginya. Kalau misalkan di argumen, kalau misalkan tim oposisi menyerang argumen nomor 1 dari teammate kalian, nah kalian jangan lupa rebuild poin-poin yang sudah di-attack. Oke, jadi ini tuh seperti main building castle. Jadi kalian nge-build suatu istana, and then someone attacks it. It means to remain strong, you need to rebuild it again. Okay, so don't forget to rebuild your team's case that has been attacked by your opponent. Number 3, bring new rebuttals and bring new arguments. Jadi yang kayak argumen pun ini harus harus fresh dan harus new dari apa yang first speaker kalian sudah katakan. Jadi jangan seolah-olah, jangan kesannya kalian itu repetitif. Tuh. Jangan kesannya kalian repetitif dari first speaker kalian. So it's very important for you to bring new rebuttals atau enggak bring new argument. Dan yang terakhir adalah tell the judge kenapa tim kalian sebagai tim opening itu tuh answer the most important question. Nah, ini the most important question ini bisa kalian set sendiri. Yang kayak contoh, judges, you need to know the important question in this debate is that who can save more people? So, who can save more people? And then under your side of the house, you can say, I save more people. It's because A, B, C, D, E. Oh no, I save more people. It's because A, B, C, D, E. So that's basically how it is. Okay. Member. Sorry. So member, ini pembicara keberapa guys? Ada berapa member dalam suatu perdebatan dan apa aja member tersebut? Coba.
Ada 2.
Terus, 2 itu apa aja?
Member of government and member of opposition.
Alright. Member of government yang pemerintah, member of opposition yang oposisi ya. Nah, jadi yang kayak pertama yang harus kalian lakukan ya sebagai member, kalau misalkan kalian itu di closing government, pembicara 1, itu tuh kalian harus bisa mengatakan bahwa apa sih perbedaan dari tim opening dan perbedaan dari tim closing. Okay? So what are the differences between opening team and closing team? Gitu. Setelah itu, kalian bisa membawa new rebuttals atau sanggahan yang baru. Setelah membawa sanggahan yang baru, kalian membawa argumen yang baru. Nah, keep in mind, oh ya, untuk argumen yang baru ini ingat ya, jangan angle-nya sama persis dengan di tim opening. Kalian harus berbeda as closing. Karena gini, dalam BP is all about identity, and there will be 4 teams competing in a round. It means there will be 8 speakers who is speaking in the debate. What does that mean basically? It means the judge is going to be difficult to remember you and your point. This is the reason why to have identity is very important. Okay, to have identity is very important because this identity is the one that will allow you to be remembered by the adjudicator. Keep in mind, don't forget to complete your opening stance, the one that I told you. Everything that is not complete in opening government or opening opposition, you can complete that as closing government and closing opposition. Second, explain what is actually the most important thing to be discussed, okay? Jadi yang kayak kalian itu jangan hanya membawa argumen A, atau enggak kalian jangan hanya membawa argumen B contohnya. Tapi you need to be able to explain to the adjudicator kenapa argumen A dan argumen B adalah argumen yang paling penting dalam perdebatan ini gitu. Jadi do not just bring a good argument, because a good argument might not be the best argument, or maybe a good argument might not be the most important argument. So it's also very important for you to explain the importance of your argument. Okay. 3. What is lacking from the opening debate, basically? Okay. What is lacking from the opening debate? You need to be able to explain that. Agar supaya ini tuh kalian terlihat penting sebagai closing. Ini tuh seperti yang kayak contoh. What is lacking in the opening debate? They never explain to you how democracy works. So in closing theme, we tell you how democracy works. Jadi yang kayak kelihatan kan siapa yang lebih lengkap penjelasannya. Because in opening government, they don't explain about how democracy, tapi in closing government, mereka bisa jelasin apa itu demokrasi. Nah, jadi yang kayak itu basically. Oke. Di member ada pertanyaan nggak? Kalau ngerti, don't forget to type 1. Oke. Oke, ini baru berapa orang nih yang klik 1? Oke, sip. Next, kita ke speaker terakhir ya, before we go to the mechanism for first day. Yang penting banget buat kalian catat. Oke, the first thing that you should do adalah bring rebuttals. Oke. Untuk whip. Whip itu kan pembicara terakhir ya dari tim pemerintah dan tim oposisi. Whip itu selalu menjadi pembicara terakhir. Tugas dari pembicara terakhir ini ya guys ya, itu tuh membawa sanggahan, membawa rebuttals atau membawa respon gitu loh. Nah, jadi yang kayak kalian itu harus bisa menyanggah apa yang belum disanggah oleh pembicara kalian sebelumnya. Okay, as a debate, you work in a team. It means you need to cover each other as. Jadi yang kayak as a third speaker, kalian harus bisa menyanggah apa yang belum disanggah oleh teammate kalian, dan second of all, memberikan bias conclusion of the debate. Jadi yang kayak kalian harus menyetir bagaimana debat ini harus di-assess atau enggak harus dinilai oleh dewan juri. Kayak bagaimana sih dewan juri harus menilai atau enggak meng-assess debat ini. Yang kayak judges, you need to judge this debate based on who save more people. The one who save more people should win this debate. Nah, jadi yang kayak kalian yang harus nyetir how the debate should be judged by the judge. Okay? Terus mungkin kalian bisa menyetir dengan cara judges, the most important question is the most important question is who has the biggest impact towards the poor people gitu, towards the poor people. And then after that, setelah kalian memberikan pertanyaan tersebut, ya kalian bisa jelasin, explain why your team itu tuh is able to answer that basically. Okay? Nah, jadi ini dia basic understanding tentang, tolong ya tadi semua yang gue bilang itu dicatat biar kalian tuh bisa mengerti. Kenapa kebanyakan banyak orang-orang yang kayak, Kak, nanti 7 menit aku ngomong apa aja gitu. I have nothing to say. Nah, biasanya itu tuh kenapa orang-orang nggak ada nggak ada bahan atau enggak mereka tuh ngomong nggak sampai 7 menit and so on and so forth. Itu tuh because they don't know the structure. Mereka tuh nggak tahu struktur debat itu tuh seperti apa. Kalau misalkan kalian tahu strukturnya, kayak contoh nih, Prime Minister. Itu kan banyak banget. Kalian harus membicarakan tentang problem. Kalian harus membicarakan tentang stance, mekanisme, goal, dan lain sebagainya. Nah, jadi yang kayak you have a lot of things to do. Job description kalian itu banyak gitu loh. Nggak mungkin kalian 7 menit itu nggak cukup. 7 menit itu lebih. 7 menit itu aja kalau misalkan kalian ikut struktur bisa aja kurang. Makanya di debat pun banyak banget orang-orang yang berbicara lebih dari 7 menit. Ingat, berbicara lebih dari 7 menit is not a good thing. Nah, jadi yang kayak don't forget to to follow the structure. Sebagai first beginner, this is the tips. You need to be able to structurize your speech as structured as possible. Like for example, in Prime Minister, if you want to say a problem, if you want to deliver or floor a problem, don't forget to flag it out, to give notification to the judge. Okay, judge, the first thing I want to tell you is the problem. What is the problem that we see nowadays? The problem is bla 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 gitu. Nah, jadi yang kayak itu bisa menjadi suatu problem itu. Atau enggak, contoh second, after the problem, second, what is our mechanism? Our mechanism is blah blah blah. So you need to really give or notify the judge about what are you gonna do first, what are you gonna do second. Thirdly, judge, what do we want to achieve as our goal in government? Our goal is simple. We want to create a more democratized Somalia where people can have access to vote, where people can safely criticize their government, and so on and so forth. That's our goal as team government. I want to bring 2 arguments. The first argument, kasih judulnya apa. So it's very clear. Dari 1 ke problem, 2 mekanisme, ketiga goal gitu loh. Nah, so I think it's very important as a beginner in debating for you to have just a good structure. We don't want to burden you to have like a very sophisticated analysis, but at least have a good structure, because implementing or applying a good structure is very easy. So once you have a very good structure, once you have a wise structure, a good and mature structure, it's very easy to be followed by the judge. Okay, so far, are there any questions? Ketik 1 ya kalau ngerti. Okay. I will open. So next we are going to do what? Mini debate exhibition, just a mini one. But before that, several things I want to say on Thursday. Yeah. First, every Thursday on February, you will always have sparring. This is basically the selection. This is basically judges seeing your credibility, whether or not it's worth it for you to represent Trisakti. Okay, this is it. This is the moment every Thursday. So I want you to really pay attention to how do we do Thursday sparring, and after that, so that we can decrease all the hassle. Like you don't understand how is it conducted, you don't understand what you should do. I don't want that anymore. Okay, on Thursday, because on Thursday you should be ready. If you want to ask me about every mechanism, just ask me right now what you don't understand, Kak. Nanti ada mestinya ada 1 atau 2. Kak, nanti speech-nya berapa lama? Kak, nanti ada objeksi boleh nggak? Kak, nanti kalau ngomong kurang dari 7 menit boleh atau enggak? Atau enggak, Kak, nanti OG sama CG boleh case building bareng nggak sih gitu. Nah, jadi yang kayak a lot of questions that you are still confused about, please ask me now before we go to the mini exhibition. And then later on, for example, every Thursday, whether or not you win, your points, or sometimes in debate we call it as victory points, will be recorded in Heroku app. Have you guys received the Heroku app or the tab of this selection? Have you received that? Okay, the tabulation is in the participant group. I'm just gonna show you very quickly how the tabulation works and UDC. Okay, so later on, see it here. So here there is a section of motion, and there is a section of motion, and there is a section of participants, right? And this is only 2. If later on you have sparred or you have debated, they will be like this. See, there is sorry. Wait, where is team standings? Why don't you guys have team standings here?
Tim tab, Kak. Tim tab.
Okay, no, this is not. Okay, this one. Nah, so this is the team standing, right? Like for example, round 1 you get the first, round 2 you get second rank, atau enggak nih FKG, round 1 they get first, round 2 they get third position. So you know, you can see it in the Heroku app, and the tab, the Heroku app can be accessed via WhatsApp. So yeah, that's number 1. How do you operate the tab, and what should you expect to see there? Number 2, during the case building, you can use your WhatsApp call. You can use your Google Meet with your teammate. Okay, we are not going to provide you breakout rooms for you to do case building. So that's it. Have a prior agreement. How do you want to do the case building? Thirdly, don't forget to decide firstly who will be the first speaker and who will be the second speaker. Jangan nanti pas kalian dipanggil first speaker of opening government, kalian masih tunjuk-tunjukkan siapa yang first speaker, siapa yang second speaker. You should know previously who will be the first speaker and who will be. Okay. Yeah, I guess that is all. Untuk urutan pembicaranya, itu tuh dari pembicara 1 tim OG, diikuti dengan pembicara 1 tim OO, diikuti dengan pembicara 2 tim OG, diikuti dengan pembicara 2 tim OO. Terus lanjut, zigzag basically bentuknya. Oke, Clifford, you can stop the recording ya.